Welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So, it has been confirmed that a crafting event is starting. It happened in the first dev blog just a day ago for an SU-57. That's right, the top tier. No, not really. It was the SU-76D. You know, that one awful tank that's in game, I forgot what it's called. Well, now we're getting another variant of it. It's probably also going to be awesome, but it is for the crafting event. The real news here is that we're having a crafting event. Not exactly news either, because a lot of people are anticipating it, because we typically have crafting events near the 1st of April. The real news comes in at the dev blog that happened today. Another vehicle for the crafting event had popped up. It was the F-4F early for Germany. Most things to say about this is it is a F4, probably going to fly like an F4. I think it might fly like an F4E. However, it has some things that it lacks. For example, the big one, no flares or chaff. Also has no air-to-surface missiles, so no bullpups. Some people had read that and thought that it meant, oh, Mavericks confirmed for Phantom. But no, you're forgetting that there's already air-to-ground missiles that the Phantoms have. They're just not as cool as Mavericks. It does, however, have AIM-9 Bs, Es, and Js. Now, apparently this model never actually flew with the Js. I don't know about that, but Gaijin get them to the Js because they could have fit on the vehicle anyways. What's kind of funny is this being an event vehicle, especially with 4 AIM-9 Js, will be Germany's best jet. A little funny, however, you have to keep in mind that this is a crafting event vehicle, so the number of people who get it should be much lower, and you won't be able to purchase it with Golden Eagles like you can do on the other events. So unfortunately, I might actually have to grind this thing, especially because I haven't been making videos much in the last month or so. Sorry about that, guys. Life sometimes just gets really rough. I'm sure many people will be upset about that, but I see it more of what's to come into the future. Obviously, the top tier vehicle for Germany isn't forever going to be an event vehicle. In fact, this vehicle's name, F-4F early, I think that's what they're calling it, basically implies that there will be a late version, a proper F-4F, in the main tech tree. But giving away what is obviously going to be a 10.7 vehicle, I don't know, they might do a 10.3, which would be so silly. But regardless, makes me feel kind of like they have plans to push jets further than they currently are soon. Maybe even next patch. Well, I think F4F for German tech tree next patch basically confirmed. But beyond that point, what do you think they're going to do? It wouldn't be all that surprising if we did get, I'm gonna say it, MiG-23. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm pushing that conspiracy again. We're getting back on the F-14 MiG-23 train. Right back on. I got my ticket stamped and everything. See, SU-27 testing out the swing wing capabilities. Maybe not next patch, maybe a patch after that. Maybe next patch, you never know. MiG-23. MiG-23, from what I hear, was designed around beating the Phantom because the Phantom was beating the MiG-21s. So like, we got MiG-21. The US is like, well, see, after MiG-23, or really after the Phantom, US jets kind of just skyrocketed in ability, while Russian jets weren't as prosperous, though there were some good ones. But I'm thinking eventually we're going to find ourselves F-14 and MiG-25 as the meta, because those planes apparently are much more equal than MiG-23 and F-14. I wonder if they would like actually just go straight to the F-16. That's like the super iconic one. Everyone loves that plane, right? Whatever, that's just crazy grandpa conspiracy rambling. Here's where the actual fun comes. This was actually already leaked, but I didn't cover it because I didn't make a video yesterday, and I was a little iffy on the leak. My plan was to wait for today, Friday, see if it talks about one of the vehicles in this leak, and then use that to make sure it's confirmed, not just somebody making wild speculations based off the first thing that came in a dev blog. And lo and behold, the F-4F early was indeed on that list. So the other two vehicles on that list that are coming in this crafting event, one is the Yūgure DD-184, which is a Japanese Fletcher. Not a whole lot to talk about. Kind of interesting they're getting a Fletcher. Not too surprising, honestly. I think this is a proper event vehicle. You can't really add a Fletcher to the main tech tree of the Japanese tree because they got plenty of other vessels to fill those slots. There's no need for needless copy and paste, but a event vehicle as copy paste, that's all right. Another thing about copy and paste to naval is naval's already mixed, so it doesn't really matter. The vessel itself was in service for quite some time and saw some upgrades, so not entirely sure what version we're going to see. My assumption, however, is that it'll have 5-inch guns as Fletchers do, and probably less anti-air than you see on other mid-war models of the Fletcher, although you're probably still going to have the proximity fuse for the main gun, so you don't really need to worry about that AA too much. The other vehicle in this short little leak list is a US tanks, the XM8 AGS. This little tank, I like to call a baby Abrams, mainly for visual reasons, I feel like should have been the main vehicle at the top of the US light tank line, not that stupid thing that Spookston loves. Like, honestly, I don't like the way it looks. It's too, like, prototypey. Like, oh, look, we made a cool prototype tank. I feel like a proper tank should be in the tech tree, not some silly UFO that shoots too fast. But whatever. This little guy was supposed to replace the Chardon as well as tow-equipped Humvees, but after a long development and trials, the M1128 kind of took its job. The main armament was a M35-105 soft recoil cannon with 45 rounds, according to Wikipedia, of course. And the armor says a welded aluminum alloy, though I'm pretty sure it could attach some composite armor blocks. Although at top tier, I doubt those would do much at all. If it did have a battle rating, I would assume it probably would be like at least 10-0, maybe a bit lower, like 9-7 or something. But if you are a connoisseur of modern military vehicles of the United States, I'd say that this is probably one of the ones that you're gonna want. I personally want it because it's like a mini Abrams. Well, visually it sort of looks like that. Therefore, you could have like all your Abrams lined up and then a small one, and it'd be funny. However, I'm probably gonna go for, like everyone else, the F-4F, because that thing most likely will sell like crazy. I don't know if its price is necessarily gonna be high because, well, everyone knows to go grind for it. So there's a lot of them on the market. Therefore, the demand can be met much easier, but probably in time, that one will have a much higher price value. Although, I don't know, I'm no market expert. This is just opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. What we don't know anything about yet is how is this crafting event going to be done. Obviously, it's going to involve a heavy amount of grinding, but beyond that point, we don't really know. They are straight up calling it a crafting event, and they haven't attached any cute name to it, so we can't really gather any pieces together. From my estimations, it's probably going to be a trash event that nobody actually likes. Though Gaijin claims that there's some people who like them, I have my doubts. I would hope that maybe they have made it a bit easier, but knowing the top vehicle is an F-4F, probably not. Only real bright side I could think of is one of these vehicles may have a pretty low price on the marketplace immediately after it goes live on the marketplace. Typically, they are put up really high and then slowly dip down as more are available on the market, and then slowly build up over time as scarcity becomes relevant. So you might be able, if you purchase the right time, a pretty good price on one of these things. Only other notable things that were happening this week, there's probably others, but I honestly kind of been a little bit away from the forums. If anything, I'm actually trying to make some enlisted videos, but I'll get to those eventually. April Fool's is coming up. Every year, Gaijin likes to test something for the April Fools. However, typically the tests are kind of hard to figure out exactly what they're testing. But this time, I think we might already know. Remember, I did a stream of it. They opened the dev server, allowing people to test out a new mechanic that alters the way high explosive functions, making it pretty much that if the HE can penetrate the tank, it will decimate the crew, thanks to shockwaves that it produces. I think that that is what's going to be tested with this April Fool's event in a more broad sense, also just to have fun. The dev server test was a proper test just to make sure it works. So taking that information, you could probably come up with some possibilities that utilize this high explosive mechanic. I can't exactly think of things that use high explosive predominantly besides tanks. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. For me, it's hard to make any form of judgment because the last ones, we had spaceships. Where exactly do you go from space? Perhaps, maybe, they're gonna go either to another dimension or time travel or a parallel universe. Personally, I'd like to see modern jets versus the UFOs we had from a few years ago. Because the UFOs were kind of fun, but they'd be more fun if you're fighting jets and tanks. Modern ones. We already have modern tanks. We don't have modern jets. So it could also, I don't know, perhaps hint towards the future. They did that once a long time ago. But yeah, be sure to tell me down below what you think it's going to be. And also tell me your thoughts and opinions on the event German F-4F. Because, you know, honestly, I kind of probably know all of your opinions about it. At least most of yours. Read in the comments of the dev blog. People are a little salty, I guess you could say. Mainly about getting AIM-9Js, which it apparently didn't have. I love Gaijin's excuse about it, though, is that it could have if they decided to put the missiles on that plane. But like, yo, as far as I'm aware, AIM-9Js, they kind of like all fit on every plane. You could probably put AIM-9Js on a F-9F if you cared to. Heck, if you're crafting enough, you'd probably put one on a P-51. Gaijin, where's my P-51 armed with AIM-9Js? The real funny part is there's a lot of armaments that are restricted for various reasons, like the British Phantoms that could carry AIM-9Gs but don't have them. Whatever, it's all kind of funny. I'm probably not actually going to bother even grinding the event. I don't care for US light tanks. I just want my M24 TL, and then maybe I'll care about them. And I don't really care about top tier jets. I'm terrible in jets, so that's just that. I don't play top tier tanks much, so I don't really need CAS for it. Honestly, I care about the dumb Russian tank the most. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. Before I end it, I'd like to thank my patrons, YouTube members, and Twitch subs. Thank you very much, guys. If any of you have comments, questions, or concerns, you can hit me up down below or my Discord. If you've liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, don't hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I make more Thunder Week and use videos every Friday. I make random videos throughout the week, and I like to stream on Saturdays. Also have plans to talk about the explosive effect. I record a bunch of stuff for that, so maybe we'll get a video of that soon, as well as some enlisted content. Be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload anything at all. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. And in terms of bonus news, the guy who basically runs my squadron, thanks a lot, man, as well as one of my Discord moderators, Emmy, or Templar Master, is not only a huge fan of Hachima, but also a massive weeb.